Happy Thursday night, everybody, and welcome to Hate to Pile On. My name is CJ alongside Christian tonight, and we got some college football picks for you. We got them fresh and hot off the presses. We're going to talk about them a little bit. We're going to go through all top 25 teams and maybe sprinkle in a few teams of the Carolinas, of course, because we support the Carolinas heavily on this show. If you don't know that, we're a bunch of Carolina boys. Before we get too deep into it, Christian, how are you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing really, really well. Bunkering in for this Ian guy who's coming for our neck here.
he,
Um,
he
I'm
is.
living, you know where I live. I don't want to say where I live at if you don't know, if you know where I live at, but yeah,
A little bit more inland.
yeah, yes, yeah,
A
a
little.
little bit more, yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Insane, man. No water, no snacks out there. It's intense right now, but we're gonna get past it. Ian's
for
not gonna
sure.
kill me. Ian ain't going. This ain't gonna be last year, Christian, y'all.
All
This
right,
ain't.
okay. It
And
won't be.
CJ keep playing with y'all. I keep peeping his shirt to Dares to Do. He keeps playing with me.
Yes, sir.
He
Come
keeps
on,
playing with
baby.
me. He keeps
Come on.
playing with me.
Today,
I told
the big North London Derby is this Saturday morning. It's going to be exciting, a little nerve-wracking because we got some injury concerns, especially coming off of the international break. A couple guys picked up a little bit of an injury, a little nagging injury, so we'll see what the starting lineup's going to look like. But we'll talk about that later.
If we get 100 views on here, he got to get a tattoo to Dares to Do.
Oh, okay. I'll do it. Legit.
Hey.
All right, how about this? If we hit 1,000 or 1,000 subscribers and followers on all our platforms, I will get the tattoo. So I'll cook this. I'll cook this. I'll put it out.
So 3,000 altogether is what you're saying.
For sure. 1K each. 1K each on each. You know what I'm saying? No, that sounds like a little bit. That sounds like too little.
Yeah, no, that sounds like too much. That sounds like you're skipping out on the people.
No, I want us to grow. I want us to blow up for sure. Because I feel like we do great things here. So if we get 1,000 on each platform, that's YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Actually, no, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram,
and TikTok.
So that's 5. That's 5. Hey, that's the challenge. Tell your friends about it. If we get 1,000 on each platform, I will get Dares to Do. I'll get that tattooed on me. I'm a man of my word.
If AJ joins the stream today, it joins the chat, you got to get the tattoo.
Oh, man. Okay.
Text AJ. Don't get on, bro. Don't get on.
Listen, let's get into this. So week 5 of the college football season, a lot of crazy football has been happening. Last week we had an amazing game for the Carolinas. Wake Forest versus Clemson, a shootout, pretty much a perfect game. Everything you expected, you wanted. DJ played well. Sam Hartman played well. Two of the top quarterbacks in the Carolinas. You love to see it. Good for the brand. We got another big-time college Carolina game. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I just want to give you a little tease because it's another big top 10, 2 top 10 teams. So there's even bigger stakes for the ACC and also for the Carolinas as well. But the first game I want to talk about is a little West Coast. We might not be too familiar with these teams, but the quarterback for BYU, Jaron Hall, that man is balling and is getting on the radar of a lot of NFL scouts. I read a report recently. They play tonight at 8 o'clock on ESPN. We got Utah State 1-3 versus number 19th ranked BYU. I'll go ahead and lead this off. I think Jaron Hall, who has 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns this season, passing. I think he's going to have another showcase game against the Utah State, and I think he's going to ball out tonight. And I think this should be. I'm not going to disrespect them boys, but I think it's going to be a cakewalk. I think it's going to be a cakewalk, and I think they get this dub handily, 42-14, something like that. Did we lose Christian? Oh, I think we did. I think Ian's coming for my man's, coming for his Wi-Fi. Oh, no. Well, maybe we'll get us pick in a little bit. I guess it's just me right now. If you guys can still hear us, make sure it's not the entire stream. Let me know. Let me check on my end. Let's see. If you guys can still hear us, make sure it's not. All right, cool. So I'm still good. I don't know what's going on with Christian. Let's see. Let me text him. Oh, he's gone. So it's just me right now. Hopefully he joins us in a second. I'm gonna try to stall for him, so he can hop back in here. Hopefully nothing crazy happened to him. I'm gonna talk about the Friday game, another West Coast game, which this game actually should be pretty interesting. Number 15 ranked Washington, who are 4-0, going against number not even ranked, but they might be after this week, undefeated UCLA. So a Pac-12 matchup here that seems to be very interesting. Michael Penix Jr., who has 12 touchdowns and 1,300 passing yards, has been playing really well. I mean, if you're a betting man, unlike myself, betting against his passing yards is not the move. They pass the ball heavily as I can look here on the stat sheet. Christian is back.
I have no idea what happened.
Dude, I think Ian is like looming.
I typed in ESPN and it just went downhill. I have no idea what's going on. Sorry, guys.
It's all good. So who's your pick for the BYU Utah State? I was kind of talking about the Washington game before.
I mean, I'll go BYU. I mean, I'm be real with you guys. I don't watch any of these teams. I couldn't tell you.
You gotta stay up late Saturday and watch these games. I watched Arizona State Utah last week, and I put
And you saw them do our boy bad.
Yeah, I mean,
killing Herm.
It's wild, man. All the stuff that's coming out about Herm Edwards, the fact that his coaching staff was leaking information, like they were giving playbooks and stuff to other teams, and also like legitimately doing recruiting violations, so he will get fired and in trouble.
Right, man. That's just the man that gave you an opportunity to do your dream job, and you gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, this is something that does happen in college football. Like people game the system. And it's a messed up system. It's messed up game for sure.
And an NBA too.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about NBA like too. Me along.
We're getting pretty close to some NBA action. A little NBA watch alongs pretty soon.
Bro, I forgot to tell you. That's why I called you earlier, bro.
What?
Guess who's out here practicing at the Citadel?
Yeah, the 76ers?
Bro, what is up with that?
I wish I would have known sooner. AJ actually hit us up and told us about that. And I saw the pictures of like Joel Embiid downtown, and I was like, what is this? I would have came down.
Really made me mad, man, because I'm like, bro, no one told me, bro. Let me.
Like, no one. Yeah, they must have tried to keep that low so they should not have a media circus.
Facts, bro. Probably.
That's kind of
out there balling in the Citadel gym right now, and I was like, don't let me pull up on you, Doc.
Right. But that's like so random though, right? Like, and then now it's like they're probably trying to rush out and get out of Charleston now because he ain't coming for them boys. But it was very random for the 76ers. But we digress. Talking about actually a really good West Coast game that's on Friday night. I was kind of giving a little bit of a recap of it before you came back on. Number 15th ranked Washington taking on UCLA. Both teams are undefeated in the Pac-12. Michael Penix has been pretty stellar so far this season. He's had some really good games, putting up some big time numbers. Phoenix is a transfer from Indiana, who he looked like he was supposed to be a stud there, but didn't really show it much. But now I'm seeing a lot of flashes from this man. The pass game is like an extension of the run game as well. They really kind of do a lot of screens and stuff like that. He passes the ball for like 40 plus times a game. So that should be interesting, but his team is playing well. Undefeated. This is actually might be a tough game. Like in UCLA, I don't think UCLA hasn't really had much of much competition so far this season. They are 1-0 in the Pac-12. I believe they beat Colorado last week, and Colorado's not the best team.
I remember
So this should
Colorado
be a
smacked.
fun game.
Well, who are you going with then?
You know what? I bet against Michael Penix before, and I was a fool. And I think I'm gonna I'm gonna ride with them. I think Washington got a nice little squad. I think they
Oh,
play.
and he's a lefty.
Yeah.
Ooh, I might gotta go with Michael Phoenix just because he's a lefty, and I hate UCLA uniforms. I do not like them. God.
UCLA. I mean, Chip Kelly's trying to get something going, but like obviously he's not telling the students, like the student section or any of the supporters, because I mean, no one really shows up to those games at all, and it's kind of sad. So I think is this game in UCLA or is it in Washington?
I think it's at UCLA. Yeah,
it's
at
UCLA. It's the Rose Bowl.
That's tonight. Oh, it's tonight.
Friday night.
I'm gonna say 10:30. Got me messed up, cuz.
So, yeah, I'm definitely going to Washington here. I think it'll be a good game, but I think Phoenix is going to slowly start I don't want to say it. He might slowly start creeping into Heisman candidate. It's the Pac-12.
Shedeur.
Ooh, Shedeur. That boy nice.
And let's run it back real quick. Remember before the season started, I said, name a team and a player from the HBCU that you think is going to shine this year. Remember when I said, I think Jackson State and Shedeur might do some damage. I'm sorry, people, but Deion is doing some work there now, and
for sure.
I don't know how
Travis
Hunter's doing, but I haven't heard anything bad, and I haven't heard anything good. So,
I haven't heard much. I tried to look at the stat sheets. I don't really see anything, but some games are weird. They don't show all the stats for all the things for smaller schools, unfortunately. But they're doing good. I mean, they're undefeated. They're being very dominant, putting up points in bunches for Jackson State. But there is a little bit of a rumor going around with Deion Sanders, and it's possible Deion Sanders could be on the move after the season
to
Georgia Tech.
Georgia
Tech recently just fired their head coach last week and their AD. He did talk about how there's teams are noticing what he's doing at Jackson State and turning around the program. What Deion Sanders could do in Atlanta with the talent in Atlanta, in Georgia itself, I mean, obviously his boys are going to follow him because I think that's going to give them the best chance. I would say that's disrespecting Jackson State, but if they can emulate and do what they did at Jackson State, but on an ACC program, for sure, like first, second round, third round, like it'll give them a little bit of a draft boost, a little bump, especially at quarterback. You know what I mean?
But I just don't believe it, man. I'm not trying to talk bad about the guy either. But it's like he'd be a fool to leave right now. He'd be a fool just because you preach that these boys need to go to an HBCU. They need to tap into where they came from. They need to tap into people that look like, sound like, and act like them. They need to tap into people that look like them and have teachers and educators that look like them and this and that. And he taps into that, and then you leave after 3 years? Then you just wasted all that money. But you just wasted all that time.
I don't think he wasted anything.
He wasted
a lot. He did a lot to put Jackson State on the map and to rebuild that facilities, to give them world-class facilities for them to keep going, right? Like you need.
But do you think a top 100 ESPN guy, if Deion leaves, do you think a top 100 ESPN guy in high school is going to go to Jackson State without him there?
No. It depends on who the replacement is.
Who is going to take that job after him?
I don't know.
There's not a lot of people who can. Michael Vick, sure. Michael Vick, sure.
Michael Vick, that would be kind of tough. But I mean, I think it has to be some former players. Sort of like if it's another former player,
Michael Strahan, sure.
I don't know about that. Maybe maybe Eddie George leaves Tennessee State to go there. Possibly, we'll see what he's. It depends, but it does. Yes, for sure, it does stop a lot of momentum. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think still an opportunity for him to. Like obviously, he's gonna get poached. There's gonna be a lot of opportunities that's gonna come his way. So. I wouldn't blame him for leaving because of the fact that when he's done, he's shown that he can build a program. But I get the optics.
Yeah, I just don't see it, man. There's just too much going on.
But yeah, let's get back on track here. Let's go to Saturday games. We got Michigan and Iowa, number 4 ranked Michigan at 12 o'clock. Big win
Upset
over.
alert! Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset alert!
Oh, upset!
Upset alert! What time's the game?
12 o'clock.
What's their record?
Michigan is 4-0. Iowa is 3-1, 1-0 in the Big Ten. This is in Iowa too.
Upset alert! They're gonna wave to that hospital, and then they're gonna wave to those Wolverines as they leave the field with an L. I see it.
Damn. I go Michigan winning handily, running the ball. Cochran is gonna just be nasty. What he did against Maryland last week was insane. They're gonna feed him, and then they're gonna do their thing. I just don't think Iowa has enough firepower to keep up with this Michigan offense. Michigan offense has playmakers. The defense, defense is solid, but I think they are vulnerable. But I just don't think Iowa's offense is the right offense that can really to do anything on them. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going Michigan easily here. Here's a good one. We got an SEC battle right here. 2 ranked opponents, 12 o'clock game. We're still the 12 o'clock window. We got number 7 ranked Kentucky versus number 14 ranked Ole Miss. Will Levis, obviously right now getting a lot of draft buzz. They got Jackson Dart and Zach Evans and what's the other running back for Ole Miss? Judkins, who has 429 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. Ole Miss likes to run the ball a lot. It's going to be a good running game. Obviously, Will Levis get the pro style, wills his team to win. I'm kind of torn right here, actually. I'm a big lane train guy. And I think they haven't been tested yet, but I think a good running team. And their defense is solid, but it's a little vulnerable. I admit they kind of was letting up that lead last week after they kind of went up early. And Will Levis is that kind of guy that can make a comeback victory. But I want to see Lane Kiffin get a big key program victory to get into the top 10 and really kind of push. And because he's a good guy, like a good recruiter. He got the top transfer portal recruiting classes last year, number 1.
Left Tennessee. Yep.
But
I can't back talk Tennessee. I can't back talk Tennessee.
But I want to see Ole Miss make that step, and I think a victory this week will help them make that step. And I want to see it, so I'm going Ole Miss here. But it's a close game. I'm going to go 28-24.
Easy decision for me. I'm going Ole Miss. Kentucky's been good, man. We talked about them earlier this year. I'm saying like they're one of the sneaky teams in the SEC.
For sure. I mean, if Will Levis wants to be that first overall pick that a lot of scouts say he is going to be, which I'm not saying that, but like
I'm not a believer.
But if he gets his victory, the train keeps going for him.
Sure, but we all know the first quarterback off the board has got to be CJ Stroud. I mean, let's just
for sure 1,000%. But the same 1,000%. I agree, but NFL scouts are not smart. So I mean, they still fall in love with a guy because of a certain trait. You know what I mean? That's the reason why we see Mitchell Trubisky went too, because they thought just his build and what he could do. And we're still seeing that shit's not playing out. I mean, Marcus Mariota is still not seeing that fucking playing out.
Hey. Don't talk about my quarterback. All right.
My bad.
You know what? Doing fantasy football, I haven't watched a game of Atlanta.
Really?
I haven't watched a game.
It might be a little rough week too, because apparently Cordell Patterson is trending not to be playing this week. So
I got Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper playing for me, buddy. So I hope they blow the waterworks off Atlanta. We are tanking for a CJ Stroud.
I'm gonna talk to your boy Joey, because Joey really likes Ritter, and I mean I want to see him play this year, but if they actually believe it, it's just kind of wild drafting a quarterback last year, especially with knowing there's a really good quarterback class next year. It's gonna be a really good quarterback class this year. But anyways, on to the next matchup. We got still at the 12 o'clock slot, a Big 12 matchup here. Oklahoma, 18th ranked, who just lost last week to Kansas State, going against 3-0 TCU. I like this Gabriel kid, transfer from UCF. Obviously, had the big injury. Tough loss last week, but they were fighting back. Couldn't put it all together, I think Oklahoma gets back on track this week. I don't see an upset here, but it wouldn't surprise me. I just hope I want to see. I just want to see Oklahoma do well. I like Gabriel, a good dual threat guy, has really deceptive speed. Like he can really has the Jets on here. But I think Oklahoma gets back on track with a big victory. I'm gonna go 35-14.
I gotta go for Oklahoma. You know why? Brent Venables.
For sure.
We gotta go with him. Tough loss last week, like you said.
Like Kansas State
Interesting
team,
loss.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, interesting loss. I mean, Kansas State, I feel like in that division, they're kind of like your NC State type of teams and Pitt and who am I missing? NC State, Pitt, and Wake Forest type teams that people look at a couple of powerhouses in that conference and they just write them off, and then they play hard every single game. But I got Oklahoma winning. I'll say 35-17.
Okay. Next game, we got Purdue versus 21 ranked Minnesota, a quiet Minnesota team that's putting together big wins after win. They're 4-0. They beat Michigan State last week, Colorado the week before, West Illinois, and New Mexico State. So this team is starting to row the boat quietly. They don't really have no disrespect to Purdue. They play Purdue this week. They play Illinois the week after, but then a really big test is at Penn State. So that's probably gonna be their biggest test this year, because then they got Rutgers. I mean, Rutgers is kind of a good team this year. Nebraska stinks. Northwestern's not that great. Iowa and Wisconsin. So they got a chance to make some noise. They finally cracked into the top 25 this week. Are you rolling the boat, Christian?
Let's go Minnesota, man. The Golden Gophers? Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got to go with them, man. I got to go with them. No particular reason why. I mean, it's just you got to go with Minnesota. They're ranked. Purdue is 2-2. Purdue hasn't really beaten anybody big time. So I mean, teams that match up with them, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, they did have a close loss to Penn State to start the season. They kind of close loss to Syracuse. That Syracuse game was, oh my gosh, one of the games of the week a couple weeks ago. We watched that. That was like my birthday weekend, actually. And it was amazing. It was actually a really good game. It was low scoring, but they scored back and forth, trading back and forth. But
was that weekend amazing because of the game, or was it because you were?
I mean, all right. It was a great game, though. It was a really good game. Back and forth, down to the wire. Unfortunately, they lost. They scored within less than maybe a minute, but still Syracuse found a way to win. But yeah, I'm going Minnesota here. I think Minnesota continues to roll the boat. I want to see this. I want to see Minnesota versus Penn State, both teams doing well, to see what happens there.
Okay. Who we got next?
Ooh.
Kansas State, Texas Tech.
Kansas State, Texas Tech might be the game of the week. What I saw Texas Tech do, and the fact that they're not ranked this week is kind of interesting after taking down Texas last week. Really good game. I think so. I think quietly it's be a good game. Texas Tech is a sneaky good team. I really like what I saw last week at Texas Tech, how their offense moves. But Deuce Vaughn is a dog, and he's going to be a first round. Should be a high, a late. He should be he's a first round talent for sure. Super fast, short, explosive running back, but I think he's going to be a problem at the next level for sure. I don't know which way I'm leaning. I'm very torn. What do you think?
You want to put in perspective that Texas Tech beat Texas last week.
For sure.
But they don't have their quarterback. And it's just because he played well against, Alabama, it was just I don't know. It's just because he played good against Alabama doesn't mean he's going to be play like that all the time. And I think, but Kansas State too, you just don't.
Kansas State had the big victory over
Oklahoma. Roll it. I'm going Texas Tech.
Yeah.
with the upset. I mean,
But both these teams had like really good victories last week, so they're both riding the high of an upset victory. So it's like, what team here is going to carry that on and really start to make waves in the Big 12? You know.
I just saw a game on here that's about to be insane.
And some good games this week. I'm actually very excited.
Here we go, Georgia not playing nobody again.
Oh, brother. Okay. Fuck.
Utah.
I'm going to go. You want Texas Tech?
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Texas Tech, but I think Kansas State has a solid running game. I think this team is really nice. I think they're going to continue this role here for sure. I'm going to go Kansas State by like very close, 21-20. Like
21-20. Okay.
Like close, man.
Okay.
Next game, 2:00 game. That's kind of a weird start.
Let's be quick with that one because I want to go to the next one after that.
Oh, for sure. The next one is juicy.
I'll let you know.
Watching Utah play last week against Arizona State, they're a fast, physical team. It's kind of like they're kind of I don't want to say it, but like they're kind of thugs because the way they I don't want to say it.
Hey, y'all have a good one, all right? Y'all have a good one, all right?
Bro,
we
are
not last
Utah,
chance
bro?
you. We're not last chance you. We're not calling anybody thugs. We're not.
I don't know what they got going on in Utah, bro. But the way they were abusing that team last week, Arizona State, bro, I felt uncomfortable. They hit hard, bro. And they had their, heartbreaking loss in week 1 against Florida. But that team, I think they got that loss out the way. They're coming. They mad. They're pissed off. They pissed off. They're mad. They're pissed off. They're a pissed off team. Cam Rising is a solid guy. They got like a factory of 3 running backs that can get the ball and run it. That defense hits hard. I'm going with Utah by a lot.
This will be the clip that gets us recognized and gets us all these 1K subscribers on us because my man said they look like we're not the last chance you. We're not about to be calling people thugs and hoodlums. We're not doing that.
They might be longest yard out this bitch, bro. Like they.
Oh my God. My name is Christian Lawyer. I do not approve this message. Just putting that out there. But I got Utah, man. I think they had a little fluke week 1, like we said. It was an interesting game. It's tough to go across the nation into the swamp at Florida. Turnt game. They could lose every game after that, and people will still be talking about how they beat the number 17 or 16 at the time in the nation. I'm going Utah just because they've been there and they've realized how it feels how to lose, and they're not going to lose this game. They're not going to lose the rest of the season, I don't think.
I don't think so either. It's at Utah, so
but if they come for your neck because you call them thugs, don't look my way. Don't look my way.
They gangsters. How about that? They gangsters, bro. They some gangsters out there. I like this team. I like this team a lot. All right, next. This is the game.
Give me two. You can talk about it, and I'll chime back in. Someone's calling me.
All right. The SEC matchup here. We got Alabama, number 2 Alabama versus number 20 Arkansas. Arkansas coming off a tough loss last week to Texas A&M. You hate to see it. I love KJ Jefferson. I really think he's going to be a star at the next level. Big body quarterback who can run the ball, who can throw it. I think he's going to be a problem. I think he really is going to be a problem at the next level. But Alabama is a tough team, and not too many. Sam Pittman, I think, as a former assistant of Nick Saban, only one coach is beating Nick Saban, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Kirby Smart, the GOAT for Georgia. Like as much as my heart wants to go Arkansas. I want to see KJ Jefferson upset Alabama. I really do. Especially, you know what? I'm going with my heart here because I'm not. Some people say I'm heartless. I'm a heartless person, but I'm going with KJ Jefferson in Arkansas. I think they're pissed off of that loss, barely like letting that like slip away. I think they're going to control the ball. They're going to be there. There's some hogs. They got that hog in them, and I think KJ Jefferson is going to get his signature win this week. I'm going KJ Jefferson. I love him so much. I want KJ Jefferson to upset Alabama. Bryce Young is great, but they're vulnerable. They're vulnerable.
Want is a big thing. I need to hear you say that they will. You keep talking about, I want to.
Arkansas will upset Alabama 38-35 with the kicker redeeming himself this week and winning the go-ahead field goal.
Can I go now?
Go for it. We got to speed this up.
Listen, okay, we can speed up. So Alabama plays number 2. Alabama plays number 20 Arkansas. Yep. Alabama undefeated. Alabama has a Hall of Fame coach. We can all say that with confidence.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Hall of Fame coach has a guy that's changed the game. A coach that's changed the game. They're 4-0. They beat Texas at Texas. I understand their quarterback got hurt, but that is a very quality win. And they haven't really played anybody other than that team. The game is at Arkansas, but Alabama somehow they don't ever get fearful on the road. Alabama has multiple championships.
Alabama has Texas.
Alabama has multiple championships. Alabama has multiple SEC championships. Alabama has always the top recruits in the nation.
We get that.
But Alabama, you thought I was feeling you?
Oh! You thought I was feeling you?
No.
Yes, sir.
I got Arkansas with the upset, man. Jefferson.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Man. Christian got that hog in him.
Yeah, man. The only thing I have against this game is I wish it was a night game. That is the only thing. But I get a 3:30 game.
That's a good slot. 3:30 is a good slot.
On CBS, and my boy's going to be probably broadcasting the game. I can't remember his name right now, but my boy's going to be broadcasting the game. But you thought I was feeling you? You thought we was hey.
All right, I like it.
Arkansas.
Upset alert.
But can I just say one thing?
What's up?
Alabama's next game after Arkansas. Do you know who it is, or can I tell you?
Tell me.
Texas A&M.
Ooh, that's
with James W tastes good, don't it? Yeah. You want W?
Nah. Look, this is what it is.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Finger looking good.
Can I just say BYU's helmets and jerseys always look so clean. They're simple, but they're clean.
You got that like the blue.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Ole Miss helmets this weekend. I gotta go with them. Remember I was seeing TikTok?
Oh yeah, those are hard.
Gotta go with Ole Miss still.
Sure. Ole Miss. You know what? I changed by a close game. Ole Miss by a lot.
Hey, let's go.
You look good. You played good. All right.
Facts.
Speaking of playing good, C.J. Stroud for Ohio State versus Rutgers. 3:30 game for the Big Ten. Rutgers is 3-1. They were making a little noise early. But my boy C.J. Stroud is a dog. 16 touchdowns in 4 games. He gonna eat. Ohio State competing to be wide receiver U. I'm going Ohio State by a lot.
I always say it. If I wasn't a Clemson fan, I'd be an OSU fan. Ohio State fan. I got them big, man. You there's no way that Rutgers is gonna go to the shoe and just blow them out or win that game. There's no way. So yeah, I got Ohio State winning that game. But the next game.
Ooh, this is actually a nice little game too. Oklahoma State, 9th ranked versus 16th ranked Baylor. A Big 12 matchup here. I don't know actually. Baylor has this high-powered offense. Oklahoma State is always a weird team that's always hovering around 5, 6, 7. Like this is they stay here. They're a consistently good team, but you never really talk about Oklahoma State. But like if you talk about Oklahoma State, they're in a shootout. Their defense is never really good.
Right.
That could just be ignorant. Maybe they do have a really good defense, but the games that I see that pop up on like SportsCenter, you're like, oh man, they won a 45-44 game in a double overtime. Like it was crazy, you know. I'm a man. I'm 40. That was like 10 years ago. He's not 40 no more. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
But I don't know. I just don't know. You know what? I'm going Baylor here, actually. I'm going for a little bit of an upset. I think Baylor has a really explosive offense, and I think they're going to do well. I'm going to go Baylor for the dub this week. Over.
Okay. And I'm going to Aaron Donald you and chase you. I'm with you, too. I got Baylor.
Okay.
All
right, next game.
Yeah.
Northwestern, Penn State. I mean, we can kind of go
Penn
State easily. We got a. Oh wait, I think we got another good pick. I think
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
Bro, he got to cut his nails, bro. Like, look at his nails now. Play it again. And look at his nails. Look at his nail on the first one.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
He gotta cut those, man.
Yeah, that's that. Oh, hey, you gotta have the little nail so you can scratch something. That's a South thing, bro. I swear to God. All right, speaking of South, Wake Forest 3-1. Wake Forest after their heartbreaking loss takes on number 23 ranked Florida State. Is Florida State back? Sam Hartman got a thing or two to say about it. I love Sam Hartman, everything he's going through. I really want him to do well. Florida State has been winning, and they sneaked into the top 25. They beat Boston College last week easily. Louisville, LSU, close game. And, they got Florida State, if they win today, they got a stretch of games. Mm-hmm. After this week, Wake Forest, North Carolina State, Clemson. So they're going against the top of the ACC over these next couple of weeks. I don't think they're right. I don't think they're real. I think they're pretenders.
Who, Florida State?
Florida State. I think they're pretenders. I think Wake Forest gets back on. I think Wake Forest gets back on top. I think this might be a shootout game. I think this is gonna be a.
You're tripping, bro.
I think this is gonna be a 42-40 game. Wake Forest. Sam Hartman. He's going to make that final play that he didn't make last week. Ooh, it is in Tallahassee. Ooh,
you tripping, bro? Tripping.
Ooh.
Let me tell you what's going to go on here. You got Florida State, right? Beats LSU. Big. That's big. What's his name? Kelly, right? Kelly?
Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly? That's big game. You go to Louisville. I know you're not an ACC guy, but if you have to go to Louisville and win, that is a tough atmosphere and game because it is fierceful there, and their fans are wicked.
Right.
Then you got Boston College, a team who usually is never underlooked. And Florida State had a little battle with them, and then they started spreading out. You got them working hard over the summer. You got them buying in and finally having a coach that's been there for a minute and then buying into what's going on and pushing. But Florida State, you thought I was feeling you? Man, Wake Forest, baby.
Let's go.
Sam Hartman, man, from right up the road, man, and then right up the road from where CJ is, man. You gotta love it, man. Sam Hartman is a dog, and the only reason why it was a tough game last week was because we had 2 to 4 corners and safeties I swear they had 17 flags on them just by themselves between the 4. But yeah, Florida State, you thought I was feeling you. I hope you guys are back. I hope you guys do come back. I'm so ready for it. But I got Sam Hartman and the Demon Deacons out there doing some dirty work, man.
I like it. I like it a lot. Next game. Let's go. A little interesting game. Texas A&M, Mississippi State. That boy Mike Leach.
Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset. Texas Tech, Jimbo Fisher. Oh, you guys are paying people. You lost the Appalachian State. Texas Tech. Texas Tech. CJ, what I'm about to say about Texas Tech?
What are you about to say?
Come on, you know what I'm about to say.
Texas Tech or Texas A&M?
Texas A&M. You know what I'm about to say about Texas A&M.
Yeah. What to say?
What you think I'm about to say?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
You thought? No, let me tell you. Texas A&M. If you're gonna piss like a puppy, then keep your butt on the porch and let the big dogs eat. And I'm talking about those Mississippi State Bulldogs, baby.
Mike
Let
Leach.
them work, baby. I love Mississippi State, man. I love them in football and basketball. So they have athletes and have guys that want to win. They just always fall up short. But I have them upsetting number 17, Texas A&M, just because Jimbo opened up his mouth too early in the season, and now he's going to reap what he sowed. And it's going to be like that all year for him. I personally believe, and he's going to learn his lesson. And next year, he's going to keep his mouth shut. He's going to do the work, and that's when he's going to strive. Mississippi State, baby.
I like it. You know what? I'm right with you.
Hey,
I'm right with Mississippi State. Let's go.
You thought we were feeling you? No.
We can go quick on this next game. Georgia, Missouri. We about to go in with this defensive line.
Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset alert! Upset.
No.
Georgia, you thought I was feeling you?
Georgia wins. Georgia wins. Come on, son. Come on, son.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you.
Next game, though, we're going straight to you. We're going straight to you on the other side. Clemson versus NC State. Clemson got a huge, close victory this week with DJ playing, I'm going to say it, phenomenally.
Ooh.
On great balls. He's showing growth. He looks confident right now, and I think that victory over Wake Forest in a close game where he won that, I'm impressed. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna keep it 55th Street.
Yes.
You know, but you thought I was feeling you. NC State Leary. This team,
he's tough, man. He's tough. He's tough, man. He's super tough.
See, I just don't know. This is in Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good game. It's
a revenge game. It's a revenge game for Clemson. It's a revenge game. And you know what, DJ? You did play phenomenal last week. And I know when you listen to this, don't let CJ bring you down. Because you know why? Because he was talking all that praise about you. He was feeling you. Okay? DJ, he was feeling you. He wasn't feeling you 2 weeks before that. But he's feeling you a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? He's a little bit on your side now. I think this will be a tough battle. NC State always plays us so tough. It's insane how tough they play us. You think it's an ACC championship game. Which I have a theory. I wish they would mix up the sides so we can switch.
Yeah. It's so deep. Like, y'all just gonna consume each other.
Facts, bro.
Like,
facts.
bro, like, come on, can we get some good matchups later?
Bro,
but
facts.
I mean, I'm enjoying the good football right now.
Oh yeah, man. We're the second best conference in college football. You can't say that we're not.
For sure.
Like you can't. You got SEC, and then you got us, then you
got
Big Ten.
In the 12.
I was gonna say SEC, us, and Big Ten. I guess they only have Michigan and
it's like Michigan and Ohio State right now. To be honest.
Penn State.
Oh yeah, Penn State.
You have to throw Penn State in there.
But I mean, that's the thing. But like, if you look at the Big 12 right now, the Big 12 has ranked. It's Baylor, Oklahoma State, 16-9. Also, they got Kansas State 25. Texas is right on the cusp of that. Texas was ranked last week. Oklahoma's ranked 18th. TCU's undefeated 3-0. So I mean, they're not slouches either.
But we definitely got ACC. Definitely has the hardest conference right now. I mean, second hardest conference right now, for sure.
I feel like it's SEC, ACC, Big 12, Big 10.
Right.
Sun Belt. Nah. All right.
They out here wilding too, but I think
Sun
it'll be a
Belt,
close game, man. Hopefully the weather's a little bit better. It's gonna be insane. I don't even know if they'll play this game, honestly, the way that hurricane's pulling up right now. I
Oh
don't even know
yes,
if
it
they'll
should
play
be
this game.
around this area. It might get delayed. I think
Yeah.
it might. Well, it's not gonna be no. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
But
I'm
yeah, man.
You know,
I
I'm gonna
got
give my
Clemson.
pick first. You got Clemson? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, man. You thought I was
You
feeling
got
you?
no. I assumed. I'm going Clemson. I think this.
I'm waiting for that.
think
I'm waiting
this-
for the. You
the
thought I was
last-
feeling you. I'm waiting for it.
No. Seriously, legitimately, I'm going Clemson because of the fact that I think that big victory last week and how well DJ played. If DJ didn't play well and they won in a close game, then I would be a little bit concerned. But the fact that he balled out, throw 5 touchdown passes, and he was throwing dimes. And you know, I think that's going to give him the confidence boost to really dumb out. And then he's going to be gone after this year because he's going to the draft. And you know, he's raising his draft stock because he's a delicious draft prospect. Big body, can run and can throw
Big
it.
body bands. Remember, I used to look dusty. Ooh.
But I'm going Clemson here.
Okay.
But you're not going to get this love that often. So, you know.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, man, I got Clemson too, man. But if we lose, and I'm a realistic Clemson fan, if we lose, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it's
I
be a great
expect a
game.
really good game.
Yeah. So I'm with it.
Next game, let's go Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech. We can go through this quick. Pittsburgh.
Pitt.
Georgia Tech just fired the coach. But even though this could be an interesting upset, especially if Georgia Tech wants to play well because of the fact that their coaches are gone, we'll see. I don't think that's going to happen. Likely,
I got Georgia Tech
last week. But you got Georgia Tech?
Pitt had one job. All you had to do was beat Tennessee, and you forgot that. You forgot the assignment. You thought I was feeling you? You thought I was feeling you, Pitt? It's over with. Come on, Georgia Tech. Let's go. Let's bring it on.
All right. I got Pitt here. Going to the late games, 2 more games left in the top 25. We got number 6 ranked USC taking on Arizona State. I think this is a get right game. I hate to say it about Arizona State, but that team is just atrocious. It's not good.
He said it's atrocious.
It's disgusting. I love Herb, especially like the fact that he was a year away. Like last year, they were ranked 18th, 13th, 18th last year. Like they were a top ranked team. And a lot of people did transfer out and leave. So, I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of turnover. So, I hope they get that program back on track, whatever. But USC, they didn't play great last week. Actually, they played Oregon State last week, and Oregon State was giving them boys work. And actually, they were.
I mean, it's the first true test. That
was their first true test for sure. I think they're going to get back right, and they're going to score a ton. Right now, the line is -25 for USC. They cover. They cover easily here. But yeah, I'm going USC.
I'm going USC as well. Yeah, I mean Caleb Williams, great quarterback. They have some weapons out there too. So yeah, I'm going to go USC. But there are 2 games I want to talk about.
All right,
when we get to end of 25. We get to end of 25.
Okay.
It'll be quick.
Game. This is the last game, and I'm gonna say something that I don't think I was going to ever say this season. Oregon, number 13th ranked Oregon, taking on Stanford. I like Stanford. I really like that running back they got, but they don't have enough talent right now. But Bo Nix might be a guy. The way he came back last week and he was slinging the ball. Yeah, I know.
It's like I said this at the beginning of this season. Okay, he just needed that ugly loss out of the way, and that was it.
He's improved, but what I think I'm most impressed about Bo Nix is the fact that he's improving as a passer, and he's not relying on his legs. Thank God he rushed for enough to get me my parlay, but he was like this close. But he's doing it with his arm, and that defense is nice. They got the stud linebackers there. I'm going Oregon here for sure. I think they'll take care of business. I hope they don't false step after me finally being on their side. I really hope they don't false step because we need more competition in the Pac-12, man. We want to see the Pac-12 thrive again like it used to. So the USC's trying to leave. You know what I mean? Like you got to build this thing right. So I'm going Oregon here for sure.
I'm going with because last time I said I was going with them, they got their asses obliterated. They got by Georgia. So we're not. I'm done. I'm done with that. So I'm going with. If you don't know now, you know. Two games I want to talk about. Okay, first off, Coastal Carolina has a game this week.
Yes, sir.
They play Georgia Southern.
Ooh, Sunbelt game.
Sunbelt game. They're not ranked. Both teams aren't ranked. Georgia Southern's 3-1. Coastal is 4-0. And that's going to be an interesting game, but it's at Coastal. So I'm going to give the edge to Coastal, but we got to see what's going on. And then who do you think is going to win that?
I got Grayson McCall. I think he's been playing really well. He's been passing the ball a lot. He hasn't been relying too much on his legs, so I think he's shown more a dynamic as a playmaker with his arm, which I think is only going to improve his draft stock as we progress here on this season.
And then next game, you got App State, who lost last week.
App State, listen, I'm going to give you a little taste of what the King of the Carolinas looking like. App State, just like in California, when it rains too much, it's a slide, a mud slide. And App State, I'm sorry. Bryce, we love you, but you're not chasing much right now. And you're chasing to get back up on the top of the mountain because you guys are sliding. I'm giving you a little sneak peek of the King of the Carolinas, and you guys are not close to the Carolina top.
And if that's so, South Carolina don't need to be there either.
South Carolina, you was getting worked by UNC Charlotte in the first half. I watched the game. It was nothing else going on. I watched you guys getting worked by UNC Charlotte, settling for field goals and not scoring touchdowns on the first possession after all that work. But y'all did. Hey, that run game was starting to look good.
No. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. Come on.
That running back was nice.
Games like this, man, or games like that, you know what bothers me? Is that the teams were playing good the whole time. And then you have 80 scholarship players at the University of South Carolina to the 25, 30 scholarship players who – I mean, the teams are just not balanced enough to handle a team like that in the second half. And it was just like mistake after mistake after mistake on UNC Charlotte, in which I'm not holding up for them. I'm just saying South Carolina, like, fans like are – excited and act like this is like a huge win, and it's like,
right, it's not.
You were supposed to do this, bro. Like,
right.
And
fun fact, did you know that apparently UNC Charlotte coach, they're calling him the Ted Lasso of college football because the way how he yeah, I was watching the broadcast and they was talking about he kind of looks like Ted Lasso a little bit too, like Jason Sudeikis. So right. We might have to go get an interview with this man. We're going to have to go talk to some people at Charlotte. Maybe they might not like me after my comments I made about their uniforms. But look, their uniforms they had a couple years ago were fine. They were great. They were delicious. But the uniforms they got right now, dog shit.
South Carolina State and South Carolina playing right now? Bro, they're playing right now, bro. I did not know that. They were showing highlights, bro. They're playing right now on the SEC Network.
What?
That just made me upset, bro.
I was trying to know.
Just upset me.
Damn, they are. They do play each other. South Carolina is up 15-0.
But one thing is though, back to the App State game real quick. App plays the Citadel.
Hey.
Yeah, this game's over.
App State needs to get right game. They need to get right, and they need to because they play down to their competition. Like, I mean, James Madison is a good program. They were dominating FCS for so long, for like the last like 5-6 years. The fact that it was like, hey, like you coming up. Like, and it's so cool seeing that, right? We seen like the North Dakota States, the James Madisons, the Sam Houston States, Coastals, like these teams who are in that division getting promoted up because they're so dominant at the lower level and they're growing as a program in school. They're getting these opportunities to play. So I want App State to win handily for sure. Guy. For sure, we love Chase Bryce here on this program.
I still need a jersey too. I gotta get one before the season's over with. I need one.
Oh yeah,
need one just to hang it up in the back there, man. When
I'm really trying to go to the App State Coastal game in Coastal for sure.
I'm with it, bro. Y'all keep playing games, bro.
I'm not playing games. I just said it. It's November 12th, right?
Because I'll be in Knox the weekend after before.
Okay. All
I
right,
was
we'll
supposed
play
to
that.
Thursday night. Ugh.
It is a Thursday night, which is kind of
Ugh.
it's kind of disgusting. But I'm gonna try to make my
Go
schedule
to
work.
Tawny's after?
All
No.
right, buddy. Ain't nobody going to Tonkies here. We grown ass men. All right, we gotta wrap
I'm only
this-
going there for the wings.
All right, ain't no wings be out there. There be little chicken heads. That's what be running around. Jeez. Anyways,
Jesus, South Carolina State, please score on this drive.
I would love South Carolina State to make this a game,
I would love for South Carolina State to win this game.
but you know,
Don't take that short bus ride back with an L. You come on, man.
Spencer Rattler though, 11 for 12, 120. Well, 11 for 12, 112 yards passing and a touchdown, and then an interception. Oof. So yeah, that's your king, right?
Is this your king? Nah, I'm your king. Oof.
But that's our picks for this week 5 of college football. Some really good matchups. We're really excited for those. It's going to be a lot of good football action. As we about to wrap this up, we're about to get a pretty good Thursday night game. We got the Cincinnati Bengals versus Miami Dolphins. Hopefully, I'm hoping for a high-scoring game, but we shall see what happens tonight. But we'll catch you guys next time. Hate to pile on. Be ready for that King of the Carolinas because we got some talking to do. We got some talking to do for sure for the King of the Carolinas. Who will be on top?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good night, guys. Peace out.
Hey, y'all.